Well, let's really take a look at this. I mean, what kind of registration are you talking about? We know that people already go register at the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Can you quickly just take us through why one also needs to get to the City of Windhoek to complete the whole process?
Thank you. The City of Windhoek also promulgated regulations that are called the the regulations relating to the registration of businesses in Windhoek. Yeah, the number is GN 202 of 2006, if you want to probably look for it and have yourself a copy. So according to these regulations, every activity for gain in Windhoek should be registered with the City of Windhoek. The reason being that the regulations are very important, or provisions of the regulations are very important to determine compliance. And businesses are therefore required to comply to certain set requirements in the regulations. And also, apart from the requirements of the regulations relating to the registration of businesses, there are other requirements in terms of the provisions of other legislations and laws, bylaws of the City of Windhoek that also need to be met.
So when we're talking about this registration, it's what we refer to as the fitness certificate, isn't it?
Fitness certificate, but then also in the end, a certificate of registration. Right. So for you, the certificate of fitness basically serve as a prerequisite for you to obtain the certificate of registration. So before you can be registered as a business in Windhoek, you need to first comply with certain requirements, and you need to be certified fit to do the type of business that you are applying for.
In terms of this, you're talking about renewal of the licenses. How long does the license last once you register for the first time?
Currently, for 1 year.
For 1 year
Renewable on an annual basis.
On an annual basis?
Yes.
Is there a fee applicable to this renewal?
There is a fee to different types and different natures of businesses. The fees are available, they are gazetted. They are also legal, because they are also promulgated by law, just like the regulations, and the information is available. The city will provide the information on request.
What about businesses that have their offices outside of the City of Windhoek, but they also operate here? Are they also required to register?
We only require, or we only have a mandate over businesses that operate within the jurisdiction of Windhoek. So if you operate within the jurisdiction of Windhoek, we require you to have space, and that space need to meet certain requirements, and that space need to be certified.
What is the penalty fee for business that does not, or this business that have not renewed their license?
A fine of 2,000, or not exceeding 2,000. It should not exceed 2,000. Or imprisonment for 6 months, or both in some instances.
Okay, is that for every year that you have not, that you have lapsed, or is that collectively, whether it is 5 years or 4 years, or is it annually?
Exactly. Every year that you have not, because we said you register in the beginning, and then you are required to renew your registration annually. So for you to be registered, to be counted as registered, you should have renewed your registration on an annual basis, and that guarantees that you have a valid certificate of registration with fitness as a prerequisite to that. So if your certificate of registration have lapsed or expired, you are not registered. So you need to register annually. You need to register in the first instance, and then renew your registration annually for you to have a certificate. Because if you have not renewed, you don't have a certificate. And therefore, we regard that your operations are illegal.